Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. I do what I do for you. Oh, I got a nice one for you today. The teacher's going to preach to you. I'm about to give you a sermon. How about that? Let's go. Right, it's 25 rules to live by. Storytelling story. What the message of the story for life. These are life lessons. I'm about to hit the pulpit on you. I got a good lesson. I think it's going to be more like a preaching session than a teaching lesson, but that's what I do for you. Let's go. What was that? Oh, sorry about that. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on. Mm-hmm. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you to a more high spiritual level of enlightenment by giving you information that you can actually use to elevate your consciousness, aka know yourself a little bit better. Right thing is way of life, and that's what it is for me. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain that goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. The mission for me is to get all right thinkers to know themselves. I'm trying the best I could by any means necessary to make that happen. That's why I'm here doing what I do for you. All you gotta do is tune in and use it. Let's rock. Do you know you? My goal, my job is to get you to answer that in the affirmative with yes. And these are the five kinds of people they are. One of them are you. That's who you are. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You can teach them. That's what I do. What I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. I appreciate you too. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. I think you know that stuff. And to my eye, be true. Your boy about to get to the pulpit because I'm about to give you a lesson I think is more befitting to be in the church pulpit. So that's why I said the teacher's going to preach it to you. Let's talk about drifting, going with your ego. The top, outside to name it, the ways to keep the devil away out. Nah. This is more like this sermon. I'm gonna try to educate you on how you deal with the devil. And it was gonna be 25 ways to keep the devil away. Drifting, aka going with your ego. That's the sermon today. Don't follow your ego. It's always going the wrong way. It's a good servant, a terrible leader. Let's go. Right thinkers, let's talk about drifting, going with your ego. Yeah, I love teaching about God because that's my thing. It's one of my favorites. Okay. But as an educator, I got to help you out about your ego self, aka y'all call it the devil. Okay. But when you are a drifter, drifting means you take your mind off of God. So if you ain't God conscious, if you ain't prayed up, if you ain't focused and you got God on your mind and your mind on God, you become a drifter. Why? Because the devil workshop is what? That idle mind, that unfocused mind. That mind is just, pretty much just hanging out doing nothing. Devil loves you, God. So y'all become drifters. So let me teach you how to be non-drift. Yeah, I love to teach about God. That's my thing. But guess what? The devil is in you. Whether you know it or not, don't make a difference. Listen, God, good. Devil, bad. Your choice. That's free will. That's having consciousness. Animals go by instinct. Humans have knowledge. You use it to do just that. What? Raise your consciousness above your beastly nature, the instinctive nature, the ego self. So that's the concept. That's my sermon today. Now, the devil, goddamn, is busy, as y'all say. Why? Because it's mental. As you think, so the devil operating in your weak mind, your weak conscious state. when you ain't focused, when your mind ain't on God, and you ain't where you need to be, the devil will have his way with you and you will begin to drift. Okay? If you're on a boat and you're not in control of that boat, you're just drifting. You're just out there on the sea. You ain't really going nowhere. So you need to understand how to stay focused mentally. That's my goal today. That's my sermon for today. How to keep the devil out of the mix. How to keep you from what? Drifting. The devil's mental. And he's in your head. But what? The action from that negative thought, that bad thought. I brought all my negative thoughts to life. So I manifest the devil stuff. Simple. It ain't hard to do. But now I put the flip. This is the fun part. You can flip that same energy for doing wrong and doing sneaking deceitful things. Oh, it works great when you put it to when you give it to God. Oh, he recognized that. He loved a good worker. The devil just use you up. That's the difference, okay? When you drifting, you're being used, okay? When you focus, you can watch this. God's law, not mine. Watch this. God's law is what? You reap what you sow. Whatever you put out, you get back. If it's good, it's in abundance. If it's bad, oh, you're going to suffer. Simple as that. So it ain't a whole bunch. Now you got a whole bunch of mythological stories. We got a whole bunch of nursery rhymes to try to enlighten you, give you understanding. But it's cut and dry, plain and simple. You do right, you rewarded. You do wrong, you get punished. I ain't got time for a whole bunch of other stuff. You are, watch this, God and the devil, same time. I show you the picture with Haru and Set. Haru, higher self, Set, your ego self. They come together in the same body. It's all mental. Calm down. I'm about to freak out. So it's all up here, until you what? Put it to action. That thought is only a thought until what? You materialize it, manifest it. Oh, so we can think anything, but once we manifest it, that's the power we have. Be it good or bad, that's free will, your choice. Now, right thinking. Right thinkers, he hate people who right think. Why? Because there's no wiggle room from him. He can't get in there and play his little game on you psychologically, playing on all your weaknesses, playing on all your fear. He just have all kind of ways to get inside your head because that's where he is. He ain't out there. He ain't got horns. He ain't all that nonsense. He ain't in hell. Yeah. We're in the physical state. This is hell, the lowest level. We can't go no further. So if he's in your mind, he's running hell right now. He's running you through hell. Think about it. All the suffering, that's hell. Bliss, goodness, that's heaven. So it's conceptually, it ain't a physical place until you experience it again, like that thought that you bring to manifestation until it's brought to them. It's just a thought. Watch this now. In the conversation with the devil, he brags about, he says, no, one thing he don't like is what? Right thinking people. Why? They can't be touched because they're focused in what they're doing. They're thinking they're on point and they don't have weaknesses that he can probe and pry. So he leave you alone. He's satisfied with the 98%. The 2% he don't care about. So he leave us alone. So become the 2% that the devil don't want or can't get to. Why? That's the only thing that's going to save you from drifting. Spiritual knowledge, the truth, is the knowledge that what the devil don't want you to have or live by. That's why every sneaking, deceitful thing you do, he loves that. Because he know that's his level. You're right down here with him. You're not going nowhere. You're not raising your consciousness by being sneaky, deceitful, dishonest. Anything that's not divine, anything that's not good is bad. Simple as that. So it ain't hard to figure out what side of the fence you're on, but the devil know that y'all play the mind game. He just loves that. I'm doing good. Simple as that. Ain't no every now and then. Ain't no what. Nuh-uh. I'm doing good all the time. That's right there in the philosophy. When you have that mindset, now the devil's workshop is what? The idle mind. If you focusing on doing good and keeping God conscious, there is no idle time in your mind to be drifting or falling weak to some nonsense. If you're not God conscious, aka know yourself, you're the object of the devil's affection. Why? You're easy prey. Young kids, ignorant people, phony believers. He run all y'all, and all y'all claim to be Christians or faith-based believers, and the whole time serving the devil. See, he knows that because he's in your head. Being prayed up. Here you go, Christians. Stay prayed up. Why? Because that's what keeps the devil away. I ain't got a problem with that. Right thinkers, stay God conscious. That's what we do. Doing what's right. It ticks off the devil every time. It pisses off the devil when you do things that's right. He don't want you to do those things. But in pissing off and shaming the devil, you're showing God why you should be blessed. And those are things that come your way in your benefit. Trust me on that one. I shame the devil when daily. How? By just living right, thinking right. Trust me. Try it. It ain't nothing spectacular about doing the right thing, but the reward that you get for doing that supersedes your ego necessary nonsense for getting what you wanted, how you want it, when you want it. That's not life. That's the devil giving you the things that you want. Why? Because eventually you're going to suffer. Why? Because he's going to renege on the deal. He's not going to do what he say. You know, a bunch of people like that, so-called friends, family, relatives. That's the devil. We all have it in us. I shame the devil. That's what I do. Shame him by what? Doing the right thing. You can too. He he don't want nobody who's doing the right thing. He don't want nobody who's focused and conscious of who and what they're doing. Why? Because you don't have a weakness. That's the difference. Righteous, virtuous living is what keeps the devil and drifting at bay. When? Every day. So you gotta do it every day. Why? I hear people say the devil's always busy. You think? Come on now. God is even busier. That's what I work for. Now, I'm on top of my game. Why? I keep God first. Simple as that. I'm not a God fanatic. I'm just God conscious. I'm a God servant. I'm a God fearing. I'm not a fan running around. No, I don't do none of that. I enlighten, I educate, I motivate. Those are things that inspire you. Those are godly things, qualities that I portray. I don't have to run around acting a fool and tell you a whole bunch of how good God is. No, I'm preaching to you now about what? Stop letting the devil get control of you. I'm trying to teach you how to get to God and keep him first, and the devil will leave you be. Christians put right thinking is like putting that blood on the door when devil passed by, when death passed by. That's the devil. Same thing. Use the same concept in your daily life. That's what I'm trying to show you. You can use a metaphor, you can use analogy, mythological stories, whatever you want. But if it's going to get you to do what you need to do, use it. I'm not against nothing that anybody use to get them to do what they need to do. That's what I'm trying to show you. The devil just what? He waits for you to get what? Weak? What you mean weak? Mentally, not focus on God, not focus on what you need to be doing. That's weak. And guess what? If you have an addiction, if you have an affection for something, he's going to probe that. Okay? In your daily routine, when you fall weak and from doing the things you do, you become a drifter. And you become prey for the devil to do what he do to you. Have you going the other way, self-serving. Okay? Yeah. Drifting, watch this, is having that idle mind. And then mind, not when your mind is not on God, but yourself, you're drifting. When you think about you, just but you want God to bless you. No, he won't bless you doing selfish stuff. He'll bless you when you do the right thing. That's what I can tell you. I don't drift. Why? I stay God conscious. Simple. That's too easy. No, it ain't easy. It's work. But at this point, it's too easy to make the point. Why? Because I'm proving it by living it. That means I'm doing what? The right thing. When daily, no matter what, I'm going to do what's right. I put myself in that position. I put myself on that level where you can't not do what's right. In the option. Staying true, watch this, to your higher self. That's why I don't have the option to do what I want to do. When you're God conscious, when you're spiritually disciplined, you're not on your accord, you're on a higher accord. That's the difference. And guess what? God keeps me from what? Drifting. hmm hmm God don't allow drifting. The ego do. He loves it. Ignorance is what the devil's number one weapon to get you to drift. When I was ignorant of my higher self and I did devilish things willingly, when daily, It's like living. You live. I live the devilish lifestyle. You got people doing it to this day. Some willingly, and some unbeknownst to them. Why? Because they're ignorant. So they're doing it again willingly, but not knowing. Now, with right thinking philosophy practice daily that I've been using, the devil don't bother me. Why? 'Cause I live right. I love that. Why? I can tell you that's what I do. And I can show you that's how it's happening. I ain't doing nothing special. Giving you this information is the most precious thing I can do. Why? Because it's helping somebody else, and I'm doing a godly service. Simple, selfless. You don't owe me nothing. I take the views and the subscriptions though, but no, my point is I'm giving. That's all. God blesses a cheerful giver. I love to give these lessons. That's what I do them for you. Let me move on. I appreciate you too. Let's go. Now, all those fake believers of God are really serving the devil daily, and they don't even know it. You can see them clear as day. Oh Lord, oh praise the Lord. I'm not. But their action is so devilish, it's hard not to see them for who they really are. So don't go for the okie doke. Go for what you see. These two eyes can see and discern what it sees. That third eye sees the spiritual part. A lot of y'all ain't got to that point yet. So even without the third eye, you can still see devilish acts. What they say don't match what they do. They are liars. Simple. I don't care. Moving on. I want to get that point across. Watch this. Now, all those CEOs, intellectual, fake believers, boulets, they are all self-serving and they all drifters because they're serving the devil and don't have a clue. And they swear to God, they're serving the Lord. But when it's time to pay, shut up. Let your actions speak. So words at a certain point means nothing. Actions is what's going to be taken care of at Judgment Day. So perform. Say less, do more. Here, recognize that. Watch this. You have devil servers claiming to be God's servants, wearing a collar and the whole nine, and doing the most devilish acts that you can think of because in their mind, but because they think nobody knows. You know. So sneaky and deceitful people. No way. Y'all drifters. You know you're working for the devil. Okay. Last one. I'm wrapping up again. I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you got the sermon. Ego trippers are servants of the devil, not God. You CEOs, you doctors, and all you professors who profess to serve the Lord and the whole time skimming and stealing, and you think that's gonna fly? Really? So this is a quick lesson for you. When you're in game, is to gain notoriety, fortune, and fame. Okay, you're a devil worshiper, a devil server, not God. So stop claiming God and let people know who you really are. Show your true self. We ain't gonna do that. Oh no, no. I laugh at y'all fakers, okay? Call yourself God service in the general public. You prancing around and doing this good stuff, but in private, you are the lowest of the low. You get it. Your ego is the devil in you. That when you serve it, that's who you're serving. The devil, not him. I know all too well about you ego tripping people of power. Okay? They are the worst. That's you. 1 second, dude. Hold on 1 second. Right thinking philosophy will put your ego in check. Teach you how to be your best self. That's what I do for you, not the devil or myself. I'm out.